2B2T, the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft, is full of a history of disorder, chaos, and torment. Many players of the server prefer to go at it alone, gathering the necessary tools and skills to survive and compete with others. The lone wolf can survive in the treacherous wasteland of 2B2T just fine. However, most players seem to hold their allegiance to a faction or group. While most groups seem to have no real goal from the outside other than to reign supreme, some groups are dedicated to a cause or a project. There are countless examples of project-oriented groups rising on 2B, and some of them have done incredible things. Here's the story of one of those projects, and of the countless combined hours we put into it. I received a message in chat which roughly read, "Help wanted with the -X Nether highway." Since I had only been playing for just over a year, I naively thought that all the highways had been dug to the world border by now. But I soon learned this axis was not complete, along with -Z at the time. After brief inquiry, I was able to join the Discord server for organizing the project. I had a great deal of respect for the +X and +Z diggers at the time. I found their work to be selfless and of greater service to the 2B2T community. A leader of the project, Bramblery, posted an announcement outlining instructions for the dig in a separate secret server for the diggers only. All prospective members were instructed to wait at the dig site, which was located at -850,000 in the Nether. There was a large signboard in the Nether with all the players that arrived at the dig site, as well as a temporary base/monument in the overworld, because we were instructed to live here until November 13th. Not only was the project dedicated to digging, but we were also tasked with the responsibility of building monuments at important landmarks to make it more of a real highway. Metres, Bramblery, Tox 1, Nekramite, Day, Jort TD, It's Mr. X 123, The Big Bullet 638, I Hacked Walmart, Bobby Butronic, Sharules, Ron is Best, Deadly Dark Dragon, TR3B0R85, Joby Jumble, Mike24, Elementars, and myself were soon to become engineers of the Axis. The project started with rapid pace and no time to spare. By November 15th, the highway now reached -10 million in the overworld. We were already a third of the way there, though we did get a 6.8 million head start. Our tactics for digging vary from digger to digger, some preferring to use a fully automated client which could potentially dig while AFK. Only problem with this is the presence of lava pockets and caves which would form in the upper nether. As time went on, diggers modified their client to be able to patch lava and other hazards, but I remained pretty much entirely manual along with a few others to ensure maximum safety. In the group we had players of many different time zones which helped tremendously to be digging at all hours of the day. We averaged over 120,000 blocks every day. This came at the cost of constantly having to build a portal, find a pig, and catch up unless you are digging. Sometimes we would have 2 or 3 players following the digger and taking shifts because there was nothing else to do. I even took a break to make map art of my face. As time went on, we noticed something was off. Occasionally we found long stretches of lava and fire placed inside the tunnel that killed pigs or even diggers. These hazards were not natural and were being placed artificially. But by who? Before we reached 20 million, TR3 was mysteriously killed while AFK and sent all the way back to spawn. He didn't know what killed him, but luckily he was recording the entire time and caught Leo Lightbringer in the act of killing him with lava. This explained everything. Leo had been acting distant and troll-like recently and had been diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. He was now obviously suspected of tarnishing the highway and some of its monuments. But what were we to do? Allowing Leo to continue digging was actually supported by a few diggers because of fear that he would just come back. If we jumped Leo, sending him back to spawn, we clearly ran the risk of Leo's hostility. At 20 million, we finally made our decision. Located off the axis, we constructed a small temporary base to stay far away from Leo for the time being. Here we plotted a crystal trap to kill Leo when he came through the portal at 20 million on the axis. After destroying Leo's bed spawn, we waited for hours until finally he came through the portal, killing him, thus sending him back 20 million blocks. Yet somehow, this was not the last we would see of Leo. I needed a break from digging, so I decided I would set an ender pearl. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a method of transportation in vanilla Minecraft where you throw a pearl into an unloaded chunk and have someone load the chunk later. So, I threw the pearl, then killed myself to go visit spawn. I liked to play early in the morning because not many people were on, and this happened to be a time for a meetup at Hermetic Lock's spawn base. This was the perfect invitation to cure my boredom. We constructed a shrine to Squiggles, the god of the server, and this was the start of a new religion. One day I want to make an entire video about Squiggles, but I know I don't have the time here. After a couple days, it was time for me to go back and continue digging, so I told one of my fellow diggers to load my pearl. I uploaded a video of this pearl being loaded, which I'll link in the description. Soon it was confirmed that Leo was in the process of tracing our steps and destroying every monument he could. We came up with a plan for deterring any more trolls, including Leo. Any and all information related to the highway was completely hidden. We were to tell the public that the highway is already done if asked. In addition to this, when we reached about 26 million, we made a decoy sign wall that stated we have put the project on an inevitable hold. But we kept digging, with an alarming rate at that. We were averaging about 155k a day, and it was predicted that we would reach the border by December 23rd. All of us were exhausted from the dig and the frustration of trying to deter children like Leo. We had hundreds of shulker boxes full of 1 durability pickaxes, which we used to dig. Our last checkpoint before the border was located 10k away from it. Here we made a museum of some items we were using and signs which told tales of our adventure. All of us reached the checkpoint, then it was decided when the project would be completed. The border was just 10k away, hardly any digging compared to what we've been through already. Even though I couldn't get online during this final stretch, my teammates dug with fervor, making a 2x3 tunnel for this segment of the highway. At negative 3.75 million in the nether, they finished the highway and constructed a portal. On the other side was a large ocean on which we built a Christmas-themed monument. Very few of us, if any, wanted to return to our normal routine on 2B. It was actually suggested that we turn and begin digging towards negative Z to reach the corner, but this project soon lost traction because of our complacency. We built our victory base close to the border, located a few 100,000 blocks away, similar to the Plus X diggers' Point Nemo. This was an opportunity for all of us to relax and show off some of what we could build. Metrez and I even made our own version of the Hall of Diggers, originally made by the Plus X diggers. The Negative X diggers base was a great spot for some diggers to make map art too, since we had an incredibly efficient carpet duper. While we were at our base, the dig to the corner I mentioned before was slowing down. Corner diggers were given similar instructions we were given to complete the dig to the world border, to make the highway usable and build monuments along the way. But we simply did not have enough of us interested enough to dig anymore. That is, until our hero, Fee, a random player, which did not help previously, said he wanted to help dig to the corner. After his arrival, he would not stop digging. You might think this is a good thing because the highway gets done faster, but the way Fee was digging excluded anyone from following him. He was digging AFK with baritone all day and all night, and leaving opened lava pockets to flow onto the tunnel. The highway would also ascend and descend a decent amount in variation, which made pig riding pretty much impossible. The funniest part is that in his delusional state, he posted pictures and progress updates all over the Discord. We're pretty sure the dude ended up making it to the corner with 2B's worst tunnel. The Phantom Zone, a term you may have heard if you're an avid 2B2T player, was coined by the Negative X diggers. On January 5th, 2018, Deadly Dark Dragon was riding his horse over a flat area of map art when he glitched and entered what was soon to be known as the Phantom Zone. His horse seemed to glitch out of existence and reappear when he logged back on. Deadly thought nothing of it, considering the constant lag and glitching that is 2B2T, until later when he found a duplicate of his horse. Immediately the diggers got in a voice chat and experimented with the glitch they had just found. This was with little success until Bramblery glitched into a chunk and logged out. He described once he logged back in, "I could only load the render distance worth of chunks, and I could see people that went in, but they couldn't see me. I also was no longer on the horse. Logan found the horse I was on when I logged out, had me relog again after he moved into my phantom chunks, and we got a second horse. We called it Project Phantom, and the weird state, the Phantom Zone. Members of Project Phantom tried to keep it a secret from other diggers, but it was hardly of any use, since already there were 7 or more players in on it. The dupe was widely known by the player base very quickly, but the dupe had a low chance of error, which turned some players off from using it. Despite this, chances are you've utilized the Phantom Zone in one way or another when duping with donkeys. The original Phantom dupe was patched in mid-July 2018, but countless versions of the same concept have existed since. Our base lasted until around mid-April 2019, then the cords were leaked and we had to abandon it. It's since been confirmed destroyed, but no clues lead to a specific person. I've linked a world download in the description. Almost 5 years later, I can say that this is one of the most fun collaborative projects I've taken part in on 2B2T. It's something that defined me as a player and a teammate. When I used to log on, I always tried to find something meaningful I could do with my time. Time was always of the essence since I never purchased priority queue. Limited playtime was not something I enjoyed in that day, but when I look back at it, it was important for this very reason. In the same aspect that we should live our lives knowing we will die, so we do great things while we're here. 2B2T's history, and its future, is full of collaboration and teamwork. My story is only one perspective. If you happen to be a new player of the server, do something meaningful with your time and get to know the players around you, because that's where opportunities come from. If you found this video interesting, please like and subscribe. If you hated it, I'll take a dislike. Just let me know in the comments how I can improve in the future. Most of my videos on 2B have been short stories, so I hope you stuck around for this longer format video and enjoyed it. This channel is dedicated to stories of anarchy history. I've also linked a meme mug for the Negative X Diggers in the description, which you can actually purchase.
Block 567 is the true GAD of 2B2T.